I'm doing multi-skills construction.
Construction multi-skills.
I wanted to learn more skill in my life and to improve my future.
Just found like I was interested in more physical work.
Before I did this, I was doing mechanics for 6 months.
I was driving, still I'm a driver.
I was in school, so I joined the college.
I really like it. It's very interesting. We have got a very friendly environment with teachers and students.
The teachers are very good here, so like it's easy to get along with, and it's interesting how the bricks work. I didn't know there was like 6 things but 1 brick.
I think I just like using my hands and my brain, so that's it, and it's more of that.
I want to do property development, so you don't have to spend a lot of money getting a load of builders in to do it for you if you know how to do it yourself.
I would consider doing apprenticeship after this course. The benefit of that would be that I would get more experience, and it would open the way for me to get jobs.
The moment I get an apprenticeship and earn that money, then it's easier in the future as well, so you can always build up.
Well, I like the management in this sector, so 2 years on the side and joining the management.
I learned how to build a wall, a 9-inch wall.
For me, the most important new skill is bricklaying. I did not know anything about it before.
I didn't expect the calibrations. I just found out that was the move calibrations, so I had to master that.
I wasn't expecting to go on a bricklaying site straight away. I thought it might be a bit hard for me, but I must have gotten pretty into it, and my teacher thought I was very good at it, so he's put me on the work experience for next week.
My advice will be for anyone who are interested in these courses. They can enjoy it, they can learn more skill, and they will have a good future if they try.
A bridging and construction is the best place. It's worth it for level 1, level 2, and then possibly if you want to do level 3, and then you can go on the next move in the future.
Hi guys, welcome to the Faculty of Built Environment and Engineering. Absolutely delighted that you're going to join me this afternoon. I'm going to explain all of the courses to you, and if you go on to the Q&A on the side, if you want to pop any questions on there, I'll ask them as we're going along. If there's anything that I haven't covered, please pop them back in, because we'll make sure that we don't want you to leave this afternoon with any questions. So I'll start by reassuring you that we are going to be delivering all the qualifications for September, so don't worry about COVID-19. Everything is full steam ahead. What we will be doing is delivering some of the theory by remote teaching, and what we use for that system is Microsoft Teams. So when you finish with us today, what I'd like you to do is download, if you haven't already got it, the Microsoft Teams app onto your phone or your iPad or your PC, so that you can start playing around with it and get used to the functions that are contained within it, because that's where some of your theory lessons. Your practical lessons will go ahead, obviously, but rather than be in a class, normally probably about size of 20 is normally a class size for us. Obviously, because of COVID, we can't have that number of students in a class together, so we'll probably look at having up to 10 students in the practical workshops. That'll all be timetabled. So when you enroll, you'll have the assessment schedule, so you'll know when you're coming in, what's the theory, when you're going to be at home, and when you're going to be coming in. So don't worry, you will have absolutely everything that you need. Our locations, just to let you know, so we've got 2 campuses that we cover for the Built Environment Engineering. Colindale campus, that's home to our multi-skills construction course, our bricklaying course, and all of our plumbing courses take place at Colindale campus. That's on the Northern Line, and it literally is 2 minutes out of the tube, and brilliant local buses as well. So that's very accessible. Other campus we're based at is Southgate campus. Southgate is home to all of our engineering provision and all of our electrical provision. That is on the Piccadilly line, and it is literally 2 minutes from the station, and again, lots of buses. So we really are, whatever campus you're on, we're very, very accessible. The other thing that I would say to you is we really, really want to support you during induction. It's very important to us if you join us, that we know you, we get to know you, we support you in any needs that you've got. So during your induction period, we will have assessments for you that are linked to your tasks for whatever you're studying. And that's an opportunity for you and us, for you to think, am I on the right course? Because it may be that you think, do you know what? I don't really want to be in a vocational pathway. Perhaps I should have done, I don't know, for example, A levels. You don't have to find another college, because that's, we've got so much breadth of provision on at Barnet Southgate College. It may be that you'll speak to our superb careers advice service, and you might think, oh, you know, I'd like to transfer to a different area. So don't panic. That's what the induction period is for. It's for you to check to make sure you are on the right course, and it's for us to establish, are there any needs that we need to put in place to support you? Because the only thing we're interested in is making sure that A, you are happy on your program, B, you are achieving and you're successful. And so that's the start of that. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's crack on and we'll run through the courses. If you fire up your questions, I will be answering and I'll go through everything. So what have we got? We've got plumbing and construction, engineering and electrical. What I would say to you is the importance of English and maths. So it is on the entry requirements, depending on your English and maths level, but for vocational, I'll run through as I go through the courses what you'll be looking at, but it's really, really crucial because you're going to be calculating, you know, you're measuring. We have devised for this year, so if you decide you want to come to us and enroll in one of our programs, the department that you go into will send you what we call a Head Start pack. In that pack is lots of activities, lots of information, links to sector forums, etc., information from the industry. But also there'll be some activities. For example, if you're engineering, I think one of the activities they've got for you is how do you get a 400-ton plane into the air. So it's just to start your research, get you thinking. But as far as we're concerned, your learning journey starts with us the day you enroll. We will be in contact with you. I've give you my email, so if you have any questions after this, you can email us in. But it's really important that from the day you enroll, you are actively engaged in all aspects of whatever the profession, the sector, the trade that you want to go in. So let's crack on then. What are we looking at? So, you know, to be successful, we really, you know, you've got to attend. So we really closely monitor that. We need a positive attitude. Remember, you're going to be going out into work experience, different employers. You need to build up those relationships, you know, those interpersonal skills, and, you know, your organizational skills. Even if it's a vocational area, you still need to be organized. You need to meet your deadlines, whether it's a practical assessment you've got, whether it may be an exam you're coming in for. You need to be organized. And so we really want to drum that home to you from day one, that we will be actively engaged with you all the time through your personal tutor. And if there's ever something that is wrong, we've got, you know, we don't know if you don't tell us. So don't leave it for a week or 2 weeks to stew. Tell us straight away. You know, you come to see me or the managers, all of the staff, and ask, this has happened. You know, what do I do? I didn't understand this. Can someone explain it to me another way? Let us know. That's what we're here for. So let's crack on then. So our plumbing, let's look at the plumbing courses. So our plumbing qualifications are awarded by City and Guilds, who are the renowned awarding body for the area. We offer 3 levels. So we've got level 1 plumbing. Level 1 plumbing is really an introduction to plumbing, and you'll study health and safety at work, you will study environmental science, you'll do some basic practical skills, for example, pipe bending and soldering. You'll learn about the different types of tools that's used, and you'll look at the different types of materials, the fittings, the fixtures, everything to do with plumbing. It's basically very practical based, small amount of theory, but you'll spend a large amount of the time practical based, hands-on, and what you'll end up at the end of the year with us would be a level 1 qualification in plumbing, which is a basic knowledge of plumbing systems. Then we'll look at level 2. So level 2 plumbing. So level 2 is a step up. Level 2 is when you really start to look at the theory, but also practical. And you'll cover 11 units on your level 2. And you'll be looking towards progressing towards employment. And, you know, you've got to think that, you know, the English and maths, if you haven't passed, that's the other thing I'd say to you. When you've done your level 1, you've got to be getting this level 2, which is GCSE equivalent, grade 4 or above. So if you haven't got that when you join us, you will study that at the same time. Yeah. So what you'll be looking at level 2 is you really are hands-on at all of the practical tasks to do with being a plumber. You may at the end of level 2 think, do you know what, I'm going to want to carry on, and you could go on to do an MVQ, which is very work-based practical. Or what you could do is carry on and think, do you know what, I really want to become a master, so I'll travel on to level 3. Level 3 is really the advanced side of plumbing. It's mainly theory based, because remember, you've covered a lot of the practical, real hands-on skills of being a plumber in the level 2 course. But the things that you'll be looking at will be, you know, the theory of the units and how that's linked. So you'll be looking at things like, you know, planning of systems, fault finding, central heating, unvented hot water installations, you know, and you, at the end of the level 3, you have an introduction to gas. You also look at electrical installations around heating systems. So the level 3 is really, it's the master of your craft. So we have students come to us, they join us in level 1 and they come all the way through to level 1, level 2, level 3. You may join us. The other thing I'd say to you, I don't know if you've attended, any of you, the apprenticeship talk so far today, but you could join us, for example, start on a course and then say that you wanted to, you know, you might find an employer that wants to take you on as a plumber. We could then switch you onto the apprenticeship. So, you know, don't be thinking, oh, I've got to wait until I finish the course to get a job. What we're looking at is always having your workforce ready, looking at the skills development, and if you want to work in employment, then that's certainly what we're looking at supporting you with. So that's a look at our plumbing, and they are the courses that we have in Colindale campus. So we've got level 1 multi-skills. So a level 1 multi-skills course covers a bit of everything. You are going to be doing a bit of bricklaying, you're looking at all the carpentry, you'll look at electrical, look at the little bit of the plumbing, but it's a real grounder. If you're perhaps unsure of what area you want to go into, or you want to look at being a general tradesman, then the level 1 multi-skills is certainly something that you want to be looking at. The other course that's on this year down in Colindale is bricklaying. So we've got level 2 bricklaying course. Again, that's, as you can imagine, very hands-on. You're in the brickyard with the teacher, meeting the specification of whatever the requirements are that you need to bill for the assessments, etc. And that's a full year program, so that's a level 2 bricklaying. And what we also offer is gas. So we do have gas qualifications at the Colindale campus. So if you're interested in gas, we run it as a gas qualification. We also run it as a gas apprenticeship. So that's the array of the courses that we have down at our Colindale campus for you. Okay, so let's switch over and look a bit at engineering. So the engineering courses, so we have level 2 and level 3, and so the level 2 course, what you're looking at is you are looking at coming into the college. If you haven't got 5 GCSEs, including maths at grade 5, we'd be looking at putting you on the level 2. So I'll just run through the difference with them. But the level 2, you'll come into us for a year. You'll do an extended certificate. It's 12 units. What you study, you do the engineering world. You look at investigating the engineering product, health and safety in engineering, engineering maintenance, engineering materials, electronic circuit design and construction, interpreting and using engineering information, mathematics for engineering, electrical and mechanical science for engineering, and engineering design. So what I would say to you is it's a year-long program. You will be the work that is revolved. So it's a BTEC qualification. So the awarding body is Pearson, and what you will find is that you will do exams. So you have exams that you will come in, you sit them online, and then they are marked by Pearson's, and you'll have in-class assessments as well, so you'll have written tasks that you have to do. But remember what I said, for this year in particular, it'll be a blended approach, so for all of our programs that I'm talking about. So again, if you refer back to the plumbing and the construction, the theory elements on those courses will also be delivered remotely through Teams. So for the level 3 BTEC, so our level 3 BTEC is, you've really got a year 1 and year 2. So the whole program together is the equivalent of 3 A levels. And our students, by and large, go off to university, by and large. Some go on to higher apprenticeships, and some go off to employment, but probably about 80% go off to university. So for the engineering qualifications, as I said, so you'll do 1 year with us, equivalent to 1.5 A levels, and then the second year is equivalent to another 1.5 A levels. The topics that you cover in the level 3 are engineering principles, delivery of engineering processes, safety as a team, engineering product design and manufacture, applied commercial, quality principles and engineering, calculus to solve engineering problems, and you know, maths, numeracy is really big in engineering, as you can imagine, so that's obviously embedded. Computer aided design and engineering, statistic mechanical principles in practice, that's all what you'd study in year 1. Year 2, you go on to look at specialist engineering projects, microcontroller systems, and then there are some 5 option units as well. So as I said to you, it's a question of theory, it's a question of exams that are externally assessed by Pearson's. You do practical work, so you're in the engineering laboratory. You go out and work experience like all of the courses will, and what we hope is that you find it a really fulfilling experience. We've got so many links that we're developing with the engineering industry, so we really see it as quite a growth area for us. So any questions you've got on the engineering, please pop that up on the Q&A, and I'll come back to them for you as well. Yeah. Right, let's crack on. So I've covered the courses for you. The other course that we do, so we do the level 2 and the level 3. We also have an extended degree in engineering. What that basically is, it's run in conjunction with the University of Hertfordshire, and it's really like a year 0. It's equivalent to an access course. It's the equivalent to 3 A levels, but it's year 0 of a degree with the University of Herts. We have a cohort, we've been running that with them successfully for the last 5 years, and the students, when they finish with us and in the Southgate campus, it's delivered probably 80% at Southgate and 20% up at University of Herts, and then those students then go on and join year 1 of an engineering degree at the University of Herts. So you can see we have a full array of engineering programs, but as I said to you, we are looking at developing our partnerships with the engineering industry. So it may well be during the course of the year that there will be other things that will come on board. So you may be studying something now, but during the year you'll say to me, oh Jane, what's this? You know, we've introduced new partnerships. So as I said, it's a really developing area for us. We're very proud of it. We've got some lovely new equipment in our engineering laboratory, and so firing the questions to me. Now, electrical. Oh, who's been waiting for that? Electrical is lovely, very large area. It's at the Southgate campus. It's a really, really large provision. All of the staff across all of the faculty, they are very highly skilled and obviously masters in their area. But engineering tracks an awful lot of numbers. We really, really do have hundreds and hundreds of students successful every single year. And I think it's actually got the electrical department has the highest progression rate from course to course in the whole college, because when people start with us on level 1, they don't leave us, and that really, really is the long and short of it. So the level 1 courses I'll run through, and then I'll look at some of the questions that you've got on there. So the level 1 electrical, what you're looking at in the level 1 is your entry. So that's the port that you'll start at. Even if you've got English and maths, we'll be looking at starting you at level 1. And it's sort of, it's about half theory and a half practical. What I would say to you is in our workshops you must have your own work boots, so that's one of the things that you'd have to have is to have your work boots. But so again, for this year Our theory will be delivered remotely, so you'll be logging on from home using Microsoft Teams to join the teacher for some theory. Not all of it, but probably maybe about 30%. That's the sort of figure we're looking at. And then you'll be into Southgate campus, because obviously a lot of it is relying on you being in the workshops, hands-on. So again, the same as with the plumbers, you won't be in a bigger class, and probably up to about 10, yeah, so about 10 students that class. But what will you have in level 1? So level 1, as I said, it's a City and Guilds qualification. The exams are college based, so we run them in the college, and you complete worksheets for your assessment, and at the end of the year you do have actually a full 1 day electrical where you set out a system, and you have to meet all the specifications. It's like anything. Sometimes, you know, you may not pass on the first attempt. You are afforded an opportunity to retry, so don't worry about that. But we don't, what I would say to all of, before we put anyone into for any of our exams across the faculty, we always have like mop-up sessions, you know, we'll have a review, so we'll have a reflection to make sure that you're absolutely 1000% confident on the knowledge, you know, on the knowledge side of it, if you're going in to take a knowledge side. Likewise, if you're going into a practical, where we really want to make sure, and that's why we spend so much time practicing in the workshops, so that when it comes time to undertake these tests, you just fly to, because you're so prepared. You really, you know, have been given that good support. So what you'll also need for level 1 is you need to keep your workbook. So you keep a logbook, and you take lots of photos, take lots of pictures, and also what we do in the last couple of years, a lot of video recording. So you'll use video aspects of what you're doing as evidence for what you've been doing. So that's the level 1. As I said, we probably have near enough every student then progresses on to level 2 with us. So level 2 is where you start getting the exams that are now set independently by City and Guilds. So you don't have the in-house exams at the college. The exams on level 2, so you'll go into a room with won't be one of your electrical teachers in there. It'll be someone from the exams team as an independent invigilator, and you'll log on. But you'll be fully prepared, because you'll know everything. You'll absolutely trust me. We're so good at preparing students. You'll sit there. The exams range, normally it's sort of 45 minutes to an hour. So your component for your level 2, you will have your online exams, yeah? But as I said to you again, for a level 2, you'll have work experience, so you'll be going out into industry, and what you really need to be looking at is we're developing these practical skills. You're really developing your practical skills. You've got to be looking at your English and maths. So English and maths is really important. You know, on the level 2 electrical, that, you know, it's key to everything. You know, all of the requirements, it's all mathematical. So if you don't have maths, don't panic, because when you join us and come on to join our level 1 in electrical, you will be undertaking maths or English if it's required with us, and you'll do that side by side. So you don't have to worry. So don't be thinking, I can't join, I'm not good at maths. Trust me, fantastic English and maths department, superb maths classes. So as I said, testament is in our progression rates, and I think if I said it was 95%, I wouldn't be lying. That's how significant the progression is from one course to the other. So then on to level 3. So we run level 3 in electrical. Again, you're becoming more of a master now when you look at level 3 qualifications, much as the same as in plumbing. The types of things that you're really looking at in level 3, for example, you'll be looking at the principles of electrical science, inspection and testing, electrical system diagnosis. You will be looking at engineering materials, planning and overseeing electrical work activities, principles of electrical science, electrical design and installation practices, principles inspection and testing, electrical system fault diagnosis, and all the requirements. And what's that really leading you on to is going into installation as electrician or maintenance electrician. As I said, we run, level 1, 2 and 3. We actually, if you check our website, we run a full array of electrical courses, because we also run electrical fast track programs. So in the evenings at Southgate campus, we run level 2. and level 3 qualifications, which we call fast track, over 20 weeks. So they're intensive and they're in the evening, but they meet the workforce, because a lot of guys, if you've got a level 1 or you want to do level 2, but you might be working in the day. So it's about, for us, meeting the needs of the student and meeting the needs of the workforce. And if our chaps have got to be out in work in the day, we put our courses on 6 to 9:30 in the evening, and Saturdays as well for electrical. So that's the rough element of all the courses. So if I just have a look at a few of the questions that we've got up here. So we've got someone asking about software engineering. Software is a different element. In the engineering, you look at the CAD system. So they use CAD, obviously. So they look at all the different elements, but if you're looking at actual software itself, that would be more directed onto the IT side of things. So I've answered that one for you. How long are our courses? Our courses are all a year long. The BTEC in engineering is the level 3. To have the equivalent of 3 levels, it's actually a 2-year program. So you've got 2 years on that one. If I pick this course and a different course, will I be able to do that? So generally speaking, we only have students on one course at a time, but that's not to say that you couldn't study 2 things. It depends on your age and what it was that you want to study. So if you want to send me an email at jane.mcfadden@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk. That's JANE.McFadden, MCFADDEN, @barnettsouthgate.ac.uk, and tell me which of the 2 courses that you're referring to. I will come back to you with an answer straight away. Yeah. It says, if I get passes in my GCSE, could I automatically start on level 2 electrical? No. Level 1 is the entry point for all of our electrical guys. They come in at level 1. If you are experienced in the field, and if you're an adult, then it may be a question that you would look at coming on start at level 2, but for a 16 to 18-year-old, we are looking at starting you on level 1 of the course. So, hi, how much will a level 2 electrical installations fast track course cost me? So we have funding available. So there is funding available for co-funded, learner loans, and various amounts of funding. The customer services team would tell you on a full cost basis for electrical course, if you were paying for the course, full cost. Off the top of my head, last year I think it was probably about 2,500. It's a ballpark figure, but please check the website, because all the latest information is on there, and I don't want to lead you astray. Good afternoon. I need about electrical engineering course. I don't have any experience and I'm a beginner. That's fine. You would join us on our level 2 program. Our level 2 program is where we start running through with you for everything, and then you would stay with us and progress on to level 3. When is the start of the electrical installation level 2? So all of our courses this year, as I said, they're all going ahead. What we will be doing, as you can imagine, because of COVID-19, so some of our current this year students have got to come back to finish off a few assessments. So we will probably be starting the 2nd or 3rd week in September for our electrical courses, but we will have all the dates advertised. And what you will get, remember, whatever course you're enrolling on, that department will send you a head start pack. So they'll have all the information, links to various bits and pieces. It'll have the timetable for you, so you have the timetable to see when you're starting. And remember, you will be partly doing some remote from home using Teams, and then you'll be partly coming in for your practicals. Yeah. So good afternoon. I want to study BTEC level 3, but I don't have a diploma. Can I study level 3? You can study level 3 if you've got the equivalent of 5 GCSEs and maths at grade 5. Yeah. That's the entry requirement. The reason that is because it's a very, very demanding course. There's obviously lots of, you can think about it, physics and mathematics in there. Yeah. Next I've got here, can I get into the plumbing level course with 5 GCs but without plumbing level? So what will happen with plumbing when you come, so we'll ring you. So what we're doing this year is we're telephoning our students. So they will ask you, depends, you may have had some hands-on practical experience. So they will assess you. It is possible to start on level 2 plumbing, yes, but it will depend on what GCSEs you've got in maths and English, and also what other, have you done any other practical elements at all, yeah? How will I be assessed during the entrance test? How will I prepare? So this year, obviously, instead of being campus-based up until August anyway, we're doing everything online. So it'll be through discussion. So the teachers, the actual teaching staff, the engineering staff, plumbers, the electrical staff, they're going to ring you and I'll have a chat with you, and you can ask them all the questions that you've got, and they'll go through everything with you. Yeah. Do you have a part-time electrical course? So, well, you could consider the fast track as part-time, but the courses that we run in the daytime, we do run evening courses, as I said. So if you're trying to do it in the evening, but yes, the answer to that question is yes. Do you have the part-time electrical course? Yes, we've answered that one. Any parking at the college? Unfortunately, no. Parking at our campuses, as you can imagine, anywhere around London is very, very restricted. We even struggle with staff parking, to be honest with you. However, there are local car parks in the vicinity of both campuses, and as I said, to be honest with you, most of the students come on public transport. They just hop on the tube or they hop on a bus. So I wouldn't worry about parking. If you're coming on an evening course at Southgate, potentially you might be able to get into a parking spot, but again, we wouldn't be able to guarantee you that because it's first come, first served basis. Is there any exam for the end of electrical course? So the end of electrical course 1, it's you have a 1-day full assessment, but remember, for a level 1 electrical, it's not online assessment by Sitting Guilds. You do have exams, but they are run by us in the college. So yes, you have exams, but not online by Sitting Guilds, but you'll have a 1-day full assessment in the workshop. Yeah. How will I be assessed during the entrance test? Well, as I said to you, so online, we're going to have a chat with you. We're going to send you a Head Start pack. In the Head Start pack, for whatever area you're going, we'll have activities. So if you're joining level 1, level 2, there'll be an activity for the level. We want you to have a go at that activity. Then when you come and join us, as soon as we'll start making contact with you, because for us it's about preparing you. Remember, when I started at the beginning, I said what we're looking at is when you make contact and you enroll with us, as far as we're concerned, that's the start of your learning journey. So anything we can do to prepare you in terms of signposting you to websites to go through, to look at various forums for reading, anything that we can do to prepare you, that is what we will do. So we've run out of time, guys. I'll just give you my email address again. It's jane.mcfadden@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk. If there was any question that's not answered this afternoon, please drop it to me and I will forward it on. But it's lovely, lovely, lovely. Even though you can't, I can't see you, you can see me. And I hope I'm seeing you all in September. Have a good afternoon. Thank you.